What's up, guys? Come to work with me as a Ford mechanic. So today we got a Ford F750 that came into the shop. The customer states that the vehicle cranks but it does not start. I went ahead and checked the codes, and it's telling me that there's low fuel pressure going into the fuel rails. Usually when I see this code, I check for fuel quality, make sure there's no contamination or restriction. But as you can see on this one, it's a little too late. There's a lot of metal in that fuel filter bowl, and that usually means that the injection pump destroyed itself out, unfortunately. These pumps are notorious for destroying themselves because of lack of lubricity or contamination. And when this happens, everything has to be replaced on the fuel system, and as you can see, it's not a cheap repair, typically ranging from like 12 to 15,000 depending on the labor rates and stuff. That's a very unfortunate scenario if you own one of these vehicles here. So it's always good to replace your fuel filters on time. Try to replace them every 15,000 miles or every other oil change. Make sure you drain your water and fuel, and make sure you pump diesel from a good source. As for the repairs, you have to access the fuel pump by removing all the intake manifolds and the fuel lines and the coolant hoses, and it's a very laborious job. And it's kind of uncomfortable, especially on the F750, because you have to stand on that bumper and reach all the way down to the engine valley. But once everything's back together and the tanks were cleaned out, put some new fuel in it, bleed out the air, and make sure everything runs good, and send it back to the customer. Thanks for watching.